Hello, this is Brett Lonsdale from Lightning Tools, and I'm going to show you the new Lightning Data Viewer, which is developed under the SharePoint framework for modern SharePoint and also Microsoft Teams. The Lightning Data Viewer you can see here has been added to the Teams tab, and we can go through and configure it by clicking onto Settings and choosing the Configure option. So inside the configuration pane, we can go through and connect the Lightning Data Viewer to multiple different data sources, and they include SharePoint lists, business connectivity services, OData services, and also SQL Azure. So in this particular case, I'm going to use a SharePoint list, and we can choose how we want to display the content, whether it's inside a grid view where we can go through and select the columns that we wish to see and also go through and add conditional formatting and so on, or we can also build a charts view. So in this particular demo, I'm going to demonstrate the charts view. When we navigate to the data source tab, we can go through and select which data source we want our content to come from. So we can go through and select a particular list. So I'm going to choose this sales list, which is a custom list containing some data. And then we can go to the columns tab. And on the columns tab, we can go through and select the columns that we wish to see inside our chart. So I'm going to choose the sales, cost of sales, profit, and month columns. We can change the sorting criteria. We can also change the filters. And we can also add calculated columns if we wish to, so that we can maybe build a variation such as sales plus sales tax or something to that effect. On the display tab is where we get to configure the charts. So there's two types of charts that we offer. We can go through and select a combo chart, or we can also choose a pie or donut chart. So using the combo chart, I can go through and select the columns that I want to see inside the chart and also configure each one. So on the sales tab, I'm going to change this from being a line to being columns. And we can also go through and define the color that we want those columns to be. For the cost of sales, we can go through and select something like a line. And once again, we could choose the color of that line. And we can also set the line width, the point size, and also the shape of the points as well. And then we can also choose the profit color. So for this one, we're going to choose an area, and we'll set the color for our area. And we can save that value. So we have our chart configured. We can also go through and set some chart settings, which includes the chart title. We can change the background color. We can also change whether we're going to stack the columns or not, and also set the bar width and so on. So we'll just simply save that and click Save again, and we now have a chart displayed within our page. If we want to reconfigure the web part, we can basically click onto the configuration button again, and this would allow me to go back to the display, and we could refine the type of chart further. So if we wanted to change it to a pie chart, then we can do so, and we can choose how we want to slice it. So here we can slice it by month and show the values of the sales, the profit, or the cost of sales. So once we've selected that, we can also set the properties for each month here, and we could also go through and again refine colors, but also set things like the offset, so that highlights that particular segment of the chart. And under the chart settings, if we wanted to change this to a donut chart, then we can basically set the depth of the hole in the middle of the chart here. And once again, we can click on to save, and we now have our chart displayed inside the Microsoft Teams tab. Okay, many thanks.